the FNL Network talk show.
Hi, welcome to the FNL Network talk show. I'm super excited. I'm Brana. We have a great episode lined up for you today. I'm here with Holly, Odair, and Eugenia. It's all about fashion today. In New York City, it's Fashion Week, and it's my favorite time of the year. So let's get started. Guys, I really would love to know what your favorite trends on the runway are this season. So, Odair, how about you?
Oh, that's a good question. My favorite trends are the colors. We are not afraid to work with colors, so I like that a lot, the trend of that. The oversized is a trend that we already have for a couple of years, but it's evolving in ways that I like a lot. I like an oversized jacket, a jacket that you wear off shoulders. It creates a certain swag, a certain attitude. And I like that a lot. And I like how people are playing with the gender neutral part of fashion. Men are not afraid to step into the spotlight and own their looks. So I'm living for that actually.
Very cool. Yeah, I am totally on board with the oversized trend as well. I think it's very comfortable and it's something new that from the you know the past decade. So, what
Yes.
about you, Holly?
Oh, absolutely. I like it with the trend that I'm actually seeing and this is the weirdest thing to me because I always thought that high waist, mid waist jeans, high waisted anything, was gonna stay in, and that's just not how it is right now. Actually, people are going back to low cut, and they want low cut, but they don't want the whole, crack showing,
No.
with that. They want to avoid the crack show, the plumber's crack, as they call it where I'm from. I have no idea where they call it for where everyone else is from. Probably the plumber's crack universally. But yeah, they want to avoid the trashy and bring back the classy of the low-waisted type of thing. But I'd have to agree with Odair on that one. It's baggy with I love that style with jackets and the bikini and the bra underneath the jacket with the low waist, and then you got your you can dress it with any type of pump or high platform, low platform. You can kind of do it with anything, and you can just kind of experiment. You can do it with sneakers, but I'm seeing a lot of that, and I absolutely love that trend. I love baggy when it's classy, but I'm sorry, I'm just gonna kind of say it like the Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber thing. I can do that, but not all the time. I mean, really, they need to kind of slip something else on right now and just kind of go back, go to classy. They're in the type of generation. I get it. It's cool. It's street. It's hip. Bet that. I understand, but they need to show that more diversity in their material. Hailey's a model. She's got standards. I understand she's got a whole lifestyle, but I really feel like she should be more, and they both should really. They've got high reputations. They really need to more abide by that. I'm not dissing what they have. I'm sure their material is kept edgy. I can't, yeah. But as far as that, low waist is coming back. So it's a great question.
Yes, actually very interesting what you're saying actually, because it's true. If I look at it at my point of view, I like the baggy, but I also like to switch it up and not being predictable and come with something totally different. I really dress for how my personality is, how my mood is, how I want to show off or not. So that's very important, but I don't like to be predictable. So for me, if you're expecting the baggy, 99% you're not gonna get it that day.
I love Hailey Bieber and Justin Bieber. They're a great couple. But what do you think, Eugenia?
I love this question. Thank you so much, Brana. It's so interesting because I grew up in fashion, basically seeing trends all over the time, and it's such a powerful statement. It makes people do the message. For me, the most amazing thing now that the artists use, the designers, are message for peace. And it's been incredible. I saw Rick Owens' show, the Haute Couture show in Paris. If you guys haven't seen it, you have to see it. It's incredible. His message for peace with everything that he does was next level. And also Louis Vuitton partnered with amazing artists as well. I don't want to butcher her name, but she did the like an eternity. How do you call it? Eternity. Yao Kusama. If you know who she is.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much. So yeah, you know, right? How would I
Yes.
describe her? So she's incredible, and she's been part of Louis Vuitton campaign.
Just different. Yeah.
Yes. You know, I learned one thing. Andy Warhol actually plagiarized her. I was so mad because, you know, she's an
Oh,
incredible
no
artist.
way.
I know. He stole the whole thing. Like, you know, she was the one who started replicating images on the wallpaper, and it was the whole her thing. And, you know, I think it's incredible that designers actually recognize the power of fashion and how it can change people's perception, and partnering with the right artist is been incredible to watch. My personal favorite designer to work with was always like Alexander McQueen was incredible, just such an artist. Yeah, he was amazing. And also Yves Saint Laurent was incredible. And Vivian Westwood, Vivian Westwood, I loved her. Like she set her own trends. Like it's not about being like anybody else. It's about having a message, changing cultural perspective, and making something for the best in this world. So I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to see what the designers do this fashion week. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there. I was supposed to be there, but I'm shooting a vampire movie, so sorry if I'm a little bit slow because I was on overnight shoots for like last 2 weeks.
Wow.
But
Yeah,
like
well,
Alexander McQueen, though, that's amazing that you even said Alexander McQueen. That's
I
awesome. Like that's a
freaking love
different
him.
taste, Eugenia. That's cool,
I
man.
love him. You know how cool he was, Alexander.
Yes.
So like we as models, usually it's like 5-6 shows every day. You jet around, like, you know, people don't ask how you feel at all. Like nobody cares. And then, you know, you have to do fittings till like 5 a.m. and then you're doing shows from 7 a.m. to like whatever midnight. And then we would do fittings for Alexander McQueen, and he would come in with a burger, like dressed as like a normal person, so to say, and ask how you feeling. And it was shocking for me. It was so shocking. Like I
Yes.
left him.
Yeah. You got a down to earth vibe. Yeah.
Just amazing human, and it's sorry that whatever happened, but you know, I think he's an amazing artist.
That's an
Well,
amazing designer.
yeah, those are some amazing designers to walk for. So getting more specific and a little bit controversial with these trends, what do you think about a hot pants in the street style and on the runways? And what do you think about barrel jeans? And what do you think about bubble skirts? Or what is the controversial street style or runway style that you either love or hate? And what are your thoughts on these styles? Who wants to jump in?
I can jump in if that's okay.
Yeah.
Bubble skirts, that's a new trend that I learned from my daughter. She's 13. And there is a shop called Addicted. It's Addicted at the Grove. It's insane. Like they know all the trends, and it's very interesting to watch. It is interesting. You know, I don't think I can embrace like bubble skirts.
Oh, Eugenia, get real.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. It's a little too controversial. But it is a trend for sure. It's the bubble skirt.
Yeah, it's I mean, I saw some looks on the runway. They were cute, but it's I'm not going to invest in a bunch of bubble skirts myself. Let's just put it that way.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing with me, with trends like this, like bubble skirts, those types of things. It all depends on how you rock it and how your personality is. If you're rocking it, it fits your personality, it fits your mood, then most of the time you can pull it off. And I like a bubble skirt because it brings the joyfulness. How people play with it, it's in a joyful type of way. I personally like to work with your personality, but also with playing with joyful parts, and it also being sexy but sophisticated. And I think the skirt you can play with it. Some people are showing it with oversized sweaters and on the bubble skirts underneath. I like what they are doing there, and also playing them with chunky boots underneath it, or wearing it with a high pump and then combining it with a jacket or something else to just change up the vibe. I like the idea how they are playing with it. When it becomes more preppy and a clean version of it, I don't like that as much. But I like how they are playing it in a streetwear type of way. I like that. Yes.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit more fresh than it has in the
Yes.
past. Yeah.
True. True. It's something that we haven't seen before, and it brings a certain attitude. I look good, but I don't know it, and I like that.
Yeah. I feel a little bit shy with the hot pants, just, in my regular life, but
Mhm.
for the right event, you can work them. I'm not
Why do
against
you
it, but
why
it's,
do you feel shy? Why do you feel shy? I'm interested to know.
huh?
What about
I feel shy just walking around in hot pants. Yeah, I do. I mean, I don't know.
what about that, like the light colors and stuff? Have you guys like hot pants? I don't know. How about hot pink and neon green and all these things that like designers are taking a chance on? And then like when it's not your color, that's even worse. Like, no, I can't wear this. Oh, no, you will wear this or you can't walk. Like type of stuff. Like, oh, and I'm sure Eugenia can like run circles around us with this, and she has so many stories. But like, oh my god, like that is so awkward. Like so many designers, I could get so in trouble right now, but I'm not, as we all could. So I love it. This is controversial, but like I love the high boot with the jacket. That will
Yeah,
never go out. Like the high boot with like the low jacket. So it's like, am I wearing something underneath here? Am I being risque? Oh, just kidding. No, I'm not. You'll never know type of stuff, because the boot is so high up and the
yeah,
jacket is kind of low. And so if you
yeah.
see anything, it's like maybe an inch type of thing. That look is like lit. It's on fire. I don't know about you guys, but like that's my favorite look. Like my least favorite look is like, I don't know. It looks like somebody threw up in the runway. Like you got all these different colors and you got all these different shapes, and it's like I'm like phones, like toggling
All
with
of it.
phones until, yeah, that's confusing to me. Have you guys ever seen? I know Brana, because she studied before, and for these questions, these are her questions. I know that she knows what I'm talking about when doing the research behind this.
Yeah, but what do you
Holly,
think? I have mixed feelings about the barrel jean. Do you have an opinion on that, Holly?
Oh my god, no, I feel like Eugenia's got this. I feel like Eugenia, she's opened up a whirlwind all the way from addicted to this. Well, I just feel like someone else needs to take that, because I don't know. I feel like a lot of people have thrown up on the runway here. I don't know. I have a bad opinion. I feel like I may have a negative opinion, but I swear I don't. I respect all designers on this. So
I think you guys have major trends going on in the show. Like, honestly, Holly, look at you. Yeah, like this is like major. Like we should talk about that.
True.
absolutely. Well, what do we want to talk about? We want to talk about
Barrel
what is it?
jeans.
Barrel jeans. Yeah,
Yeah.
Eugenia, have you heard of barrel jeans, Eugenia?
You, you'll
Let's
be you'll be shocked I haven't heard about barrel jeans. I don't
So
know what barrel jeans.
they go they're like straight leg, but they go out in the middle, like around the knee, and then they
uh-huh.
taper again gently at the ankle, so it looks like sort of like a barrel.
I don't know about that. Do y'all know about? Do you guys know about that?
Yes.
I
People
I
are
don't
do.
wearing
know.
them.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
are.
can you just Photoshop this trend? I like literally at this point of time, I'm like, can you just Photoshop it? Whatever it is takes to put all the Instagram likes, I can't. My real life is too hard. Shooting vampire movies is too exhausting. I can just Photoshop the barrel thing with AI, and that's
She's onto something, guys. She's onto something, guys.
Yeah.
And
Please
that's what's
understand.
gonna happen all the time now. Everyone's going to lose their job in fashions and everything's going to be Photoshop and AI modeled in, and we're all just going to be screwed.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Here's the thing with me with barrel jeans. I think it depends on who is wearing it. Because for example, sometimes I see Naomi Campbell wear something and you actually forget what she's wearing because she is wearing it so good that the clothes becomes her second
Wow.
skin. And I think that's the same thing with barrel jeans. If the attention is too much on the barrel jeans and you're looking at it like this is odd shape, then you didn't do it correctly. But if it's a vibe, if it's a personality thing, if it fits in the occasion, then it becomes a story, then it becomes art, then it becomes something else. And I think that's with fashion, with a lot of trends, with a lot of things. That's why the thing with trends, they work for a specific moment in time. Sometimes we look back and we think, why did we hop on this trend? Because it looks awful. But in that moment, it worked, and we were feeling ourselves and being like, okay, this is everything. So that's what I think about that. If you know how to wear it, if you wear it with confidence and make it your second skin, we should all be like Naomi Campbell and then just deliver. Then it works. I like playing with shapes. I like playing with the oversight and all those types of things. But I do think that it doesn't work for everyone. The shape doesn't work for everyone. So it depends on how you rock it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, you're
amazing.
high. Go ahead.
No, I think your message is amazing. It's so true, everybody. And I love Naomi Campbell so much. She's an incredible inspiration for a lot of models, such a breaker of so many stereotypes. And I love your message. Just want to say that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So that brings me to my next question. Do you all believe in dressing to impress or dressing for the job that you want, not the job you have? And why or why not? So let's start with Eugenia again.
Dressing to impress. Well, look at my jacket. Like Pulp Fiction, my kids fired me from the job of being a mom because it says Batman. Sorry, I don't know if I can curse on the show, but and I didn't know that. I mean, my husband ran the studio Miramax and they produced the film, so I got a lot of merch, and I wore it proudly to my school when they were 10. So that probably wasn't a good idea to impress some people. All kind of
10?
others.
Holy hell. Wow. Wow. They do, like, they come back. Trends come back. Sorry, Brandon, go with your questions, but holy hell, like, God. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm impressed.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you answer when,
No, go ahead. No, wow. Trends come back and people can wear, that just goes to show you, people can wear anything. They can wear there's point. Exactly. People can wear anything.
Yeah,
So,
it's true.
Yeah,
It's true.
I think it's an exploration of your personal, art form. Like it's an art, whatever people do react in a moment on how you dress. They definitely have an impression. You have to know it's a power. So you have to know what message comes across, and you have to understand that you have to be conscious about how you come across. Obviously, I think it's a powerful tool to have in your in your everyday life. Like, of course, we try. I think that's the thing. As a psychology, we always try to box everybody very fast into something because we don't have time, right? So I feel like if you come across as what you try to actually deliver as a message, it is very powerful.
Yeah. Can be
That's
limiting
good.
also, though. Can be
Huh?
limiting. I said it can be limiting also, though.
Well, if somebody puts that trend on you, but
Yeah.
also, Brianna, I saw your cover for the magazine. It's amazing. Just congratulations on that. Like,
Thank you.
I love that. And, I think your image, the way you project it is like so amazing and incredible and very smart. And, the way you come around, I'm very impressed.
Thank you. It means a lot coming from you, especially. So yeah, that answers my question. But what about you guys? What do you think?
Well, let me just sort of interject on this. I just kind of feel because there is everyone's got some great things to say. What I kind of want to say, and this may help everyone else to kind of answer the question a little bit more. I feel like it's kind of a seasonal question because like in stages of life, we go through different stages of fashion. Eugenia just said she can wear something now that was even hot then, and because she's at a stage in her life now, she can kind of wear it. So things are kind of coming back and you can kind of get away with things like that because it's seasonal. Like it's motherhood seasonal, but also young, but also hip type of thing too. And that's great. Like things are like wearing like fashion, seasonally fashion. You know what I'm saying? Like I can wear stuff, but you cannot wear stuff as like a mother. No, yes, you can. I can't wear stuff because I'm in my like late 20s, early 30s, and like I was told not to wear this. No, but you can rock it anyway, like leather pants. Not all or like a whole leather look. Most people will like mock you and say, "Oh, you're totally like what are you, Grease right now?" Like John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John type of thing, but you rock it. So I feel like Odair. I mean, it's like it's whatever you want in each stage, but I do feel like certain things should not be touched. But overall, it's whatever you feel. I do feel like more people should keep it classy, and I'm gonna go on record and say this. I do feel like people should leave some mystery type of stuff in what they wear. Not everyone needs to kind of expose and like, oh, here I am all at once type of thing. And I'm not even just talking about with like, women and stuff like that. I'm talking about in general. People are kind of out there so much. And it's like, let people come to you more, in fashion and then like psychologically, even with what Eugenia said, which by the way, she said very well. I just, yeah.
That's very interesting what you're saying, actually. That's very interesting because for me, dress to impress, it's very depending on the occasion, like you guys are talking, but also depending on the phase in your life, all those types of things. And for example, for me, dressing up, I also always ask myself, for whom am I doing it? Am I doing it for myself or am I doing it for others? And for me, it's important to do it for myself because that creates the mood that I'm in and how I'm going to present myself during the day. For
And what's
example,
the percentage? What's the percentage of you doing it for yourself versus doing it for others? Isn't that interesting? What percentage is that?
it's very interesting because um, the percentage, I think it's 90 to 93 for myself and 7% for the world because I like to dress up. That's something that I just like, but I don't like it every day. I love being in my oversized t-shirt, my sweats, and comfortable clothes. I love that. So for me, it's not everyday fashion. I'm a fashion designer, so they're gonna kill me for saying this, but I don't need to look good every day. I like to feel good every day. And feeling good every day means that today it's in my t-shirt and my sweats and my hair a little bit messy, but I still feel sexy and cute. Because I think it's important for men to feel sexy and cute also. So that those are very important for me. So dress to impress for me starts with a feeling, starts with what I'm going to do that day, where I'm going and how it's gonna help me to present myself. And Brana, these questions are so amazing and so important for me right now because I'm nominating to be the mayor of fashion in Rotterdam. It's a competition and it's on this upcoming Saturday. And it's all about your style, presenting yourself. What are you going to do with the position of being a mayor of fashion for Rotterdam? And I'm thinking about all these things. What is dressing to impress? How will people see you? Will they be intimidated by you and then create a distance because you are so extra and so out there, like Holly was saying a couple of minutes ago. So all those things play an important part. For example, for me in the love department, my friends always I'm like, okay, I never get people never come to me, they never hit on me. And my friends are like, yes, but you are very intimidating. how you look. You're wearing a certain type of clothes, certain types of jewelry, and people feel like they have to come and they have everything together to talk to you. And that got me to thinking like, okay, it's the message that you're sending out is also important in those parts, not only on the runway, not only on the job application, not only on going to church and keeping it more sophisticated. It's also on those things how people see you and react to you. Because it can create a certain distance and the mystery that you were talking about, Holly, as well. So those things are all important to keep in mind while dressing, and what does dressing to impress mean in those different occasions. Sorry for the long explanation.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, so I have the same experience as you. I also very rarely get approached by people my own age group, I guess I could say.
Yeah,
I think because I've been told I have the same sort of air going on, but you know, it is what it is.
it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I always say, don't change yourself because otherwise you're gonna attract the people that you don't want. Always stay true to yourself and go from there because your tribe, your gang is out there. They gotta find you.
Yeah,
that's
and
good.
what's weird is also we're at a really weird place in this world, like the United States, and we're not even the United States is not even like considered the most high fashionable. Like the high fashion places are outside of America as far as that goes, and Europe and things like that, and trends that others have started. That yet you go through a third world country where they're thankful enough to have clothes, and they don't think about clothes, and they just want to be kept warm and things like that, and it's just like you said, it's just how you're perceived, it's what you think about. Where I think we also, it's all in our heads. We think too much about what we think too much. Do I look sexy in this? Do I look classy in this? What kind of message am I sending in this? When the truth is people don't care. People don't care. No, Eugenia knows this, Brandon knows this, we I know this, you know this, Odair. At the end of the day, people don't even look at you, they're looking past you. So it's all about yourself, and really it's all about, maybe if you can be an example out of it at the end of the day, thumbs up for it. But truth, people don't care. It's a shock factor, or oh, it's a reaction, it's a great reaction, or oh, you're in Us Weekly, or oh, you're in the Daily Mail, or you're in whatever, how many type of cosmopolitan blah 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 platforms. And it's like at the end of the day, oh, people saw you, shocked, oh my gosh, you look so good, or oh my gosh, you look so great, and then gone, fleeting like another wave. It doesn't matter. Like you said, it's whatever you feel at the end of the day, and just kind of being thankful in what you're wearing. Be thankful that you've got socks. Be thankful that your clothes are not wet, for heaven's sake, that a taxi didn't just go and splash water on your socks.
That's true, but
Yeah,
fashion has been like a powerful symbol. I just
absolutely.
thought of a story my mother told me when she was traveling with her childhood sweetheart through the Iron Curtain. And the blue jean was a symbol of freedom for people that were, living under the totalitarian communist rule. And they really, they wanted her jeans. Like it was a symbol of Western values, Western freedom. So, I mean, it's a powerful symbol also.
It
Absolutely.
is.
Absolutely.
When you look also in the slavery time, how they braided their hairs, and also how they did the headbands and thing, all had a certain message. So it all goes in different ways in how it translates to what the message is that you're sending out and all those types of things. But also what Holly is saying about in certain countries being grateful to have pants on and to have a shirt on, because otherwise you will have you will not be able to survive or be cold or those types of things. Just being grateful to have clothes doesn't even matter if it's a brand or nothing. That's not even a thing in their mind. That's not even how I look, how I impress others is not even a thing, because they are surviving and finding out from how I'm going to get to this day, how I'm going to feed myself, how I'm going to stay healthy, have a shelter above my head, those types of things. And that's why I find it so interesting what you're saying, Holly, but also so interesting what you're saying, Brianna, because those are two so different opinions, but also powerful and important in their own ways. So that's the power of fashion. I always say, they say music is a language of the world, but fashion is also a language of the world without using words. And for me, fashion is also a thing of, has been a thing of also a certain safety net. For example, people always ask me, "What is your favorite piece?" For me, it's a jacket. When I have a jacket on and I decide to wear it off shoulder or to do something, um, or to wear it buttoned up or only to put the upper button, it creates a certain attitude with me. It creates a certain safety. For example, if I'm somewhere and I'm alone, it has this way of making me feel empowered and standing my ground and going out there and killing it. So those are all different ways to approach and be with fashion, but also sometimes not having your day and not feeling all about yourself, and then putting that amazing outfit on, and it gives you that oomph and it gives you that safety to go out there and kill it. Rihanna, for example, said it one day in an interview, and I found that so funny. She said, I looked at the girl and I was like, "You can't beat me, but you cannot beat my outfit." And that's something that I found so funny to hear, because yeah,
Love
you
it.
can beat me, you can beat me and everything, but you cannot beat my outfit. And that's something just so interesting to see. And also, we all know it, what people say, life's too short to be wearing boring clothes, those types of things. So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna catch our host when she comes back on, but I wanted to know what's your personal style and how did it develop and what do you think it says about you? So Odair, if you have any thoughts.
What is my personal style? My personal style is, my brand actually there is all about making you feel like a superstar. And superstar doesn't mean for me that you have to stand on a stage, that you have to be on the spotlight. Superstar means for me owning up in your life, being strong, feeling empowered, feeling sexy, feeling free to do whatever you want to do. And for me, fashion complements that. So that for me is the first layer of style. I want to know you. I want to know your personality. I want to know how you move. I want to know how you go through your life with certain things to be able to create your style, because fashion and trends go, but style remains forever because it's part of who you are. So for me, my own personal style right now is combining streetwear with a touch of art, combining streetwear with a touch of art and posh. So it has to be that mix between luxury with oversized, those types of things, but very depending on the occasion. I have three types of categories in my brand. The Dare Baddie, very streetwear, very oversized, very street culture, but I have the Dare Star, very clean, very posh, very sophisticated, also the businessman and woman. And then I have the Dare Superstar, over the top, red carpet, out there, artist, all those types of things. And my style is evolving between those three lines. So that's very important for describing my style, but also being very mindful of the message behind it, the part of it being sustainable, how is it produced, what are the materials that we're using, all those types of things. For example, today I'm wearing, because you said, how do dress to impress, do we believe in that or not? And I was like, okay, but what am I going to wear today for the show? Because I have to come with something, because it's dressed to impress. So I'm wearing a jacket. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the flag of my country. And it was really the flag. And I ripped it open and created a jacket from it. And I had some old leather jackets, fake leather, that I didn't want to throw away because I found it to be a waste. So created a new outfit out of that. So that all complements to how I decide my style. But it's all about telling the story of my personality and the moment where I am in my life, actually.
Very cool. Some upcycled element there. Nice. Um, Holly?
A loincloth. No. No, you know what? I'm completely joking. There's a side of me that actually is, because I see the fashion industry and because of the entertainment industry and because there's such a high emphasis and such a high standard on fashion. There's a side of me that's just like, I just kind of want to Adam and Eve it and just kind of go back to my original makeup and put leaves all over my body, because the truth is, when you wear something, you get stereotyped. You can't win with anybody. You dress like this, you're accused of being too conservative. Or, when everything is covered up all the time, you're too this. When everything is just revealed all the time, you're too slutty, or you're looked at as promiscuous, or you're looked at as edgy. When you're wearing and what I'm trying to say is that it's all different, and it's like a vast array of a point of view. And at the end of the day, it's really not so much about the judgment. At the end of the day, it's so much about, really what you're meant to do in life. And it's, and if fashion is your statement, go ahead and make that kind of statement. But I really feel like there's been too much criticism on that. Like, my personal view, I'm timeless. I feel like I'm a Renaissance woman in the way of, I love the 60s look. The 60s elegant Hollywood golden age. It was loved by so much that after Marilyn Monroe created it, Kim Kardashian made it, and she literally put in quote that she treated it like a role, like fitting into that look that Marilyn Monroe had in the golden ages of like the white gown and like the hair, really, really, really old school, 1960s ish. She treated it as so much like a role because she cherished it, because it really is a look. I love that look. I love the edgy, the leather stuff, and and the red carpet, and like the trends and stuff like that. Believe it or not, I thought Lady Gaga, I very much appreciated the meat look that she had, the meat dress that she had going on. Very outlet, yeah, very outlandish, and I loved that about her. Did I like her? I mean, do I feel for her at the end of the day? Because would I have wanted to smell meat on myself? No, I want to go to the shower right after that dress comes off me. I'm like, okay, I got my picture. Get it off, get it off, get it off. And like, you're going in the shower the very next second. So it's like, it's dramatic. She smells. It's her body is probably, in all kinds of after meat moisture and nastiness. But hey, you got to give it to her. She took a chance. It's one of those things. You have to pick what's best for you, and you really have to rock it. And who cares what you're wearing if you like it? That's the end of the day what I say. And we have made we have made what each other looks like so much of a mountain that it's like, you know what? We're all about to just, sleep in nudes and go back to, covering up in leaves and just go back to living like, like cavemen and cavewomen type of thing. Like, who cares? Stop paying attention to me. Worry about yourself, what you wear. I'll do me, boo. I'll wear what I wear. And like, everyone's happy type of thing, So who you are, discover who you are. And that's really the beauty of life.
Yeah.
The message.
I feel you with the judgment. It is difficult if you're trying to please everyone, which you can't do. My personal style, I'm still developing it. It's taken me a while. The things I was naturally drawn to were not really suitable for me. So I have learned what looks good on me, what maybe doesn't suit me as well. And I've ended up with a bit of a practical wardrobe that I'm still developing, because I like a little bit of edge. Has to be comfortable. I'm very big on comfort. I'm a very sensitive person, just tags and fabrics and all that sort of thing. And obviously I'm into sustainability, so I love pre-loved items and like great brands like Farm Rio and all these types of things. So
that's fun. That's very fun. And you know what, you seem like the type of person also who will like put on a dress and like, oh, this shade of lipstick looks good, let's try that. And I feel like that helps us a lot with maneuvering, like when we figure out our colors, because each person is seasonal. You can tell by the tint and your you can tell by your skin tone, whatever it may be. You can tell by your eyes, you can tell by your hair, whatever you should dress like and whatever you rock and whatever photos take. So whenever you do that, your makeup is your guide at that point. Like you can do this with makeup, you can do that with like shades of lip, shades of eye color. So you seem like that type of person to like figure it out and rock it too.
A little bit I am, but the more I've been, modeling and in this industry, I'm more and more appreciating casual looks and dressing down a little bit. And that is sort of the trend, but I have the side where I appreciate dress codes and I appreciate some structure. So there's two sides to me, and right now the comfort is winning out.
Nice.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. So much of art and fashion is about repetition, as I'm sure you both know. People get noticed for doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it seems like, to me at least, the more similar you can do one thing over and over, and the more you can do it, perhaps the more notable you become. So this brings me to my question and some background. The Green Lady from Brooklyn, a New Yorker who is from Carroll Gardens and who exclusively dresses in green, was recently booked for the Kalina Estrada show. And I just wanted to know your thoughts on this whole situation about, So, Holly?
Oh, I really don't know the entire situation. I just know this, like I said, everyone gets critical in fashion. And I just feel like there's so many wars and so much pettiness that go on. I know this. I saw a recent story, and I'm not going to say any names, because it's just really, it's unclassy to name names when you're dealing with a controversy. But, very powerful woman encouraged another very powerful woman during NYFW, and this kind of made news. I think it was like a day ago I have no idea what fashion show it was. She literally made her, when the fashion show wasn't started yet, everyone was setting up, the photographers, were in place. The models had not yet come out, but she dared her to go and people probably know who I'm saying in this. She dared her to go and just like get in front of the photographers and walk the entire runway, right before the models. This is so completely rude. Like completely rude. I don't know. It doesn't matter who you are. And hear me out on that. I don't care what money level you have. If you're a millionaire, billionaire, you're a thousandaire, you're a hundredaire, whatever. I don't care what your salary is. I don't care if you're a socialite or not. Know your place and keep the class in the fashion industry. Trends in general are very, that you stick with them. And it's very hard to kind of keep that type of image whenever you're in the fashion industry, in the entertainment industry. And I get that not everyone was raised the same with levels of class, but it is so rude whenever you walk in front of people, whenever they have their designated models, their photographers have been paid to be there to capture those moments, and the setup is the way it is. To me, it's out of line. I know that people want to raise the bar on risque, and I know that people want to make everything fun, but you can make things fun other ways and think of creative ways while you're at an event. You don't always need to, because the second you do that, you become you're seen away, and that means that really I don't know if other invitations are going to be open to people as well for that. But I just think that I don't know if that deals with the same situation that you're talking about, but I just think that there's a level of whatever less than classy that has just gone into so many areas of fashion entertainment. I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but I want to see the class in these areas again. And I have no idea why that happened, but hopefully we will see the class.
Yeah, I mean, that's life right now. But my take is that it's just very stifling to have the pressure to redo the same thing over and over again, and you can't have the range to be a creative being or just a regular person who explores different areas of interest when the commercial aspect is pressuring you to only do one thing, like only dressing green. I'm sure that lady is nice and wonderful, but I'm sure she likes other colors other than green. 100%.
Yeah, true, true, true. For me, actually, it's a very good question, by the way, Brenna, because of as a designer, I have been designing for 16 years now, and also figuring out, okay, what is my brand, what does it stand for, what is it, and is it what it stands for, also that what people recognize it for, because those can be two different things as well. And coming to the question of it being a good thing to do that, I believe it is, because people think very simple minded in a way. For example, they're like, okay, I need straight jackets, very clean jackets, and then they know, okay, that's what this and this brand does. So let me go to that brand. But if they see, for example, too many options in one brand, then they get a disorder in their head, like, okay, what am I supposed to choose, what can I use it for, and then they get lost. So that's the, I believe that's the philosophy behind doing something and doing that good and being recognized for that specific thing. But also what you say is very powerful, because that's something that I'm dealing with. It takes out the fun, it makes it predictable, it creates a repetition, it makes it boring. So that for me is the lifetime battle that I'm in of it. I want to keep it fun, I want to keep it unpredictable, but on the other side, I know that the people out there, it works in their head easier to be focused on one thing. So my solution that I came up to that is also always showing the thing that you're known for example, the green lady in the green outfits in Brooklyn, but once in a time surprising, adding a color and then explaining why you're doing that, and keep explaining it, but also keep doing the green on the Monday, on the Tuesday, on the Wednesday, on the Thursday, on the Friday, and on the Sunday doing the yellow, and then creating the philosophy behind that, but taking it in steps, not going too fast, because otherwise you lose them. So I think that's my opinion about that part. It's very important to filter it out for the people out there, but it's also important to have fun. So combine those two together, and like you said, see, there comes a day that she's like, okay, I'm not feeling the green today, but I have to because it's my brand. No, you don't. Explain what you're doing and do the yellow, and then tomorrow wear the green again. But because what Holly says, who gives a about it? They forget it. It's not that important as we believe it to be, but on the other
Yeah.
side, it is. So it's very like this yin yang.
And designers have to deal with a heck of a lot. Like they have to pay thousands to get in NYNFW and things like that, in LAFW, in across in Europe and things like that. And they have to keep with the trends, and they have to compete with other designers who have better than what they have. And they have to have loyal models and things like that. And it's just the whole thing. And then you have to pay your models whenever that kind of thing. And so and then you have to make sure that every single year you're bringing something new and fresh. There's a lot of pressure on fashion designers, a lot. So when it comes to colors and things, that kind of brings me back when I was talking about the other controversy. It's not there's so much that goes into a fashion show, there's so much that goes into a fashion mixer, and especially during fashion weeks, which is like their holiday, which is an emphasis on it, and there's media covering, and that's huge pressure. And to bring in like a joke like that, is you're basically like, at that point you're saying, you're negating, like, I don't care about the fashion designers who have color, green is green, like Brena just said, green is green, and in my fashion design I'm going to stick to my core. I think fashion designers should stick to stick to their gut, and stick to the grain on that, and what they have decided already for their line. And so, yeah, you guys, my hat's off to you guys, because you guys make decisions and a lot of pressures under you guys, and for you, and a lot to keep up with. And so if there's any kind of controversy coming at a fashion designer, it is unjust, because that's what I just feel that.
Thank you. Thank you. But also, Brana, coming back to you about the part of being recognized for something that always also keeps me to mind is, if you think of successful people, for example, take Michael Jackson, take a Beyonce, take the Pope, they have a specific silhouette. If you would only see their silhouette, you would recognize who they are. And that's also a very powerful message for people out there. Just imagine not seeing Beyonce's face, just seeing her silhouette with the hair blowing and everything. Then you already know it's Beyonce. For example, Michael Jackson in the pose and everything, you already know it's Michael Jackson without seeing his face, without seeing all the details, but only the silhouette. And that's something that also that I had in mind, of course. That's so powerful to send out the message of being recognized with as less details as possible. And I think those are also success factors in creating something that will stick and will be recognized forever and will be timeless, like Holly said before. So those are the things that I always keep in mind when designing, but also when working on a brand or rebuilding a brand, those types of things.
Yeah, this is a very interesting point. It's almost like a good logo. That's logo
Yes,
design.
exactly the
Same
same.
element. Yeah.
Exactly the same. Yes.
So like we've been discussing, fashion is the intersection of craft, art, and commerce. So I am super curious. I would like to know if you had a brand, what would it be? And why would it be that? And, maybe not the best question for Odair, but a jewelry brand. How about that for you?
Ooh, a jewelry brand. If I had a jewelry brand, what would it be? It would be very clean, sophisticated. I'm actually wearing a jewelry right now that I love, and
Ooh, very nice.
this one is very detailed, but because of the small lines, in my opinion, it's very clean. And I like simple line art inspired things. So that's what my jewelry would look like. Very clean, very timeless, very sophisticated, but eye catching. Because sometimes I'm talking, I forget that this ring is on it, and somebody catches it and it's like, oh, that's an amazing ring. Who is it from? And then I'll be like, oh, it's from this designer, this Dutch designer. Blah, 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 blah. So that for me would be with jewelry, but also keeping in mind who the person is, what's the messages that the person is sending out. And because the mistake I made, and it's not a mistake because it's all supposed to happen to bring you to the path that you are right on. But at first, when I started my brand, I was like, it's for everyone. I want everyone to wear it. I want everyone to feel amazing in it, and that's a good message to have in your head. But on the other side, how if you create your message, your marketing as specific as possible, you target that specific audience, and then you can get other peoples to come in and be like, okay, I want to be part of this community and hop on this trend and go. But if you're going to talk to everyone, then becomes this gray space, and then you lose in between the message and delivering the message and the message getting delivered to the correct audience. So those things for me are very important when creating a brand, and specifically in this case, a jewelry brand.
Very interesting. All right. How about you, Holly?
I'm gonna say classy and trendy, yet sexy and sophisticated. I'm gonna regretfully, actually, I'm gonna passionately decline the question and go trick, because if I ever did make one, it's so competitive. It's so competitive a market that I would never want anyone to steal my designs. So it's one of those things where I thank you. It's a great question, but. You'll see.
Oh,
it might be awesome. I don't know. I'm sticking in my lane. If I ever go into that lane, And as I'm sure any other fashion designer would do this, they'd be like, oh no, you ain't touching me. You ain't getting my secrets. I pay thousands for this. No. So no. And I have a huge heart toward that. I'm not that competitive as far as that goes. I love everyone. And yeah, it would be classy, it would be trendy, sophisticated yet edgy, and that would be that. Who knows? TBD. So what about you, Brana?
So I mean, I'm gonna depart here a little bit. Maybe a clean makeup line or something like that. I think that would be super interesting.
Yeah.
Something that's good for you and is effective. That would be good.
Nice. Interesting. Interesting.
So you guys, that's the end of the show, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for the amazing questions.
Thank you.
Bye, everyone.